Welcome to Fat Over 40. My name's Miles, and in this episode I'm going to talk about whether I should give up drinking for good. Now, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. There's a new film every single Friday, and if you like what you hear, please give us a thumbs up. But more importantly, comment down below. Let me know if you're a drinker or if you're not a drinker. And if you're not a drinker, how have you done it and how do you feel about it? So, those of you who watch my channel will know that I used to drink a lot. I would have been categorised as like a typical binge drinker, or really in the eyes of a doctor, an alcoholic. I used to drink frequently, not really at home, but I used to be out a couple of 3 times a week, and I would drink extremely heavily. I'd get drunk, yeah? And I've always been sort of like a full-on drinker versus just like a couple of glasses of wine or a couple of beers. I don't really see the point in having a couple of glasses of beer. So it was my wife's 40th birthday last weekend. We had a fantastic time, and I got drunk. And I got drunk for the first time since just before Christmas. So that's like 3 months worth of abstinence. And God, it really affected me. I still think that I could drink the same amount as I used to. I obviously can't. I didn't make a prick of myself, I don't think, but I was very drunk and I was a little bit sort of falling over at the end of the night. I puked up, which was great, hey. And like the next day, yeah, I felt a bit rough, but for 3 days after, I felt really quite rubbish. So I'm seriously considering stopping drinking for good. Like alcohol, it does a lot to your body. It's certainly done a lot to my body over the years. I've suffered from what was termed as non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, but I think that it's sort of like a grey area. So with fatty liver disease, fat deposits build up in your liver, and your liver gets inflamed and hardens and can't repair itself very well. If you drink excess alcohol, when there's excess alcohol in your liver and your liver's trying to process it, it turns those to sugars, and the sugars store as fat within your liver. Does it turn to sugar? It definitely stores it as fat. I'm not a doctor, but what I do know is you drink too much, it stores the alcohol once it's processed it as fat. I mean, you drink a lot, you get cirrhosis of the liver, and then your liver can't repair itself. So, you know, I've definitely damaged myself over the years, and let's not forget that I had heart surgery 3.5 years ago now. And, you know, my heart issue, atrial flutter, atrial fibrillation, they were brought on by, well, they can't say it was brought on by alcohol, but I'm pretty sure it was brought on by getting pissed. What you've got to remember, I suppose, is that your heart is a muscle, just like your muscles in your arms and legs. And if you drink to excess, then you have trouble walking, right? You've got to think that your heart is the same as your legs, and the muscle starts to go and do its own thing. So it's not good for me to get drunk in the first place, because my arrhythmia could come back. It hasn't. That's a good thing. But you know, it really has interrupted my training this week. So I'm seriously considering giving up drinking. I think at the moment, let's just take one thing at a time. I'm going to get back on this sort of my diet wagon and get myself thinner. I've got no reason to drink in the short term. I have got a stag coming up in Ibiza in about 6 weeks' time. Look, let's just see how we get on. But yeah, I'm going to try. Well, I'm definitely going to abstain from alcohol for the short term, and I'll keep you posted as to whether I give up long term. I don't really think maybe I'll totally give up, like never have a drink again. It's nice to enjoy a glass of wine with dinner, I guess, but I think my drinking days are over. Professional drinking days. Anyway, oh, there we go. I'm getting back on track with my food. I'm getting back in the zone. I'm finding my mojo again, so you'll be pleased to hear about that. I did do how many calories are in alcohol, and you can click here and have a look at that. You can check out my DEXA scan by clicking here, and if you haven't subscribed already, what are you waiting for? Click there. Now, if you make one change this week, think about your alcohol consumption so you don't die fat.